Super Bowl Sunday, guys.
It's an early one.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't even like
singing that nonstop.
I don't even like them, but Mega likes them, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just loyal out of being born in Philadelphia, but I don't really follow. I haven't this season, at least.
So, if you guys were on the live stream last Sunday, so I have the chat pulled up on my laptop here, so I might not be looking at the screen the whole time. But I think last Sunday we got about $60 or $70 worth of super chats, but we didn't have a charity pick, so that's going to roll over into today's live stream.
Yes.
And we're going with PlayWorks, which is, it sends trained professionals to underprivileged urban schools to develop recreational programs where the kids are able to like build social and emotional skills through playing. Like everyone knows the kid when you were in elementary school who was like a little socially awkward and just wasn't included in things. It sucks to be that guy. So they help with that basically. Really, so much of your personality and stuff is developed when you're young like that. It can really impact you. I think this is a cool program. So we're going to donate to them after the live stream today on all from all the super chats we get.
So what else is going on, guys? Everyone, are you making appetizers? Are you being low-key about it? A lot of people are making the egg roll in a bowl lately. It is a really good recipe. I made it like 4 times a week for a couple months straight.
Oh, we got the truffle recipe just came out today. Anyone making those yet?
People on the video said they were going to make them.
Oh yeah, podcast today came out with Fahad from Keto Geek. He also has a podcast. It's called the Keto Geek Podcast. So we talked to him about just basically all the stuff he's learned from hosting his own podcast. It was a good one. And what else we got? We've been testing some recipes. Oh yeah, Keto Savage is arriving at our house today.
Tonight, yeah.
After the Super Bowl. He's staying with us for a week or two, and we're going to just be working on some things, some top secret things we got coming soon.
Yeah. So
really just going into like boot camp mode over here.
So you'll see him in the next couple vlogs, like our weekly cut vlog, he'll be in it.
You made the bagels last night.
Nice.
Is the Super Bowl today? Yeah.
Yes, it is. At like 6 something. Made your naan, it turned purple, was delish. Yeah, it depends on the psyllium husk you have. We get Now brand, which doesn't do that anymore, but the first one we got was purple.
So, the topic of the video is the keto diet all or nothing. It seems like a lot of the emails we get are people in that mindset, like, am I in ketosis, am I out of ketosis? If you're out of ketosis, you can't lose weight, you know, right? That's not how it works. Some people will say it's all or nothing. I would say, you know, the less carbs, the better. Adding in some healthy fats is good. So if you're doing both of those things, but you're not doing a strict keto diet, you're probably doing good stuff. We're not doctors though. This is just our opinions on things. If you're transitioning from a standard American diet, just high carb, high fat, and all the bad kinds of stuff like trans fats and sugars, you just start adding in healthy fats, animal fats, butter, coconut oil. You start taking out some of the carbs. That's a good step in the right direction. And you don't have to think of it so much in terms of all or nothing. Like if you whatever fits into your life and is sustainable is going to be best. So like for me, the way I think about it is, you know, it's all or nothing in a sense that it's going to take like a day or two to really bounce back from a bad diet day, like a carb day. So that's the reason I don't do it. But everything's on a spectrum. So like if you have a few carbs, if you have 100 grams of carbs one night, you're probably not even going to feel that much. Like by the next morning, you'll be good to go. If you go totally off the deep end, pizza, you know, Tostitos scoops, and Oreo cookies, then it might be like a couple days, and that's just a sacrifice. And eventually what I found is like when I do that, if I do that, it's not worth it. I realize it's not worth it.
Right.
Kind of like when you go super hard drinking and then you're like, I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens.
Yeah. And then also if you're struggling in terms of not seeing the immediate weight loss you expected, or, you know, you're stalling early on and you feel like giving up, that's also not like an all or nothing thing. Like you don't have to just give up because you don't think it's working for you. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of time, like different amounts of times for different types of people. So I think just sticking through, it's a marathon. We always say that, right? It's not like a sprint.
Yeah.
You don't have to get there the fastest, lose all the weight the fastest. Just enjoy it and proceed.
Julie Davis, $2 donation going
Thank
to
you,
Playworks.
Julie.
Thank you. A lot of people ask this question, and I'm just wondering where you're coming from when you ask this. Does a bulletproof coffee break my fast? So, if you are a person who has that question, if you can comment, what are you trying to achieve through fasting? Then I can better answer your question.
What else?
I'm on cheapest keto healthy budget. Definitely want to try your recipes. Cheapest keto healthy budget. Yeah, if you're trying to do cheaper keto, some tips I found is like Kerrygold butter is a really cheap source of quality fat, and then grass-fed ground beef is pretty cheap. Not that you need to do grass-fed, but the ground beef is pretty much the cheapest option, and then chicken thighs are good.
And then generally just whole foods versus like bars, protein bars, snacks, processed snacks. You're gonna get a better bang for your buck.
Yeah. I want to meet you, Matt and Mega. I think this year we're really going to try getting out there more and meeting people. We're going to go to conferences and stuff, hopefully do some meetups. This last year we were really just, building something over here, just in a bunker, doing videos, recipes every single day, nonstop. And now we can
It'll
pick
be
our head
2
up a
years
little.
in August, right?
Of doing, July I think. July is our first blog
Keto
post.
Connect,
2
yeah.
years ago.
Matt, why did you stop intermittent fasting?
Just because I didn't see a need to do it. It was more of, I guess, so the first reason I stopped doing intermittent fasting was because I heard a lot of people saying eating more in tune with your circadian rhythm is beneficial. Basically, eating when you wake up in the morning, it stops the rise in cortisol in the morning. So I was like, okay, that sounds like it might be a thing that happens. I'll try that. Tried it, really liked it. And then I tried also cutting off my fasting or cutting off my eating window earlier. So it would be like stop eating at 4, start eating when you wake up, stop eating at 4 p.m. I didn't really like that as much. It's just a little bit too much time. But I stopped eating at around 6:30 now. And that is really just feels good for me. Why did you stop?
Cause I never enjoyed fasting. It never fit my lifestyle. I've always been someone who snacked and put a lot of focus on food. So when I'm forced to restrict it to an eating window, it stresses me out even more. And being stressed is very counterproductive to living a healthier life and following a keto diet. So I stopped, and we both function a lot better now. So experimenting, trying intermittent fasting, and then trying not, seeing what works best for you. I eat full keto meals and I'm satisfied with it, but I'm starving 30 minutes later. Thoughts? Maybe you're just not eating enough fat during that meal. I find that when my meals are a higher percentage of fat than protein, like a significant amount, I stay fuller for a lot longer. So maybe you're eating a lot of fat in the morning and then not throughout the rest of the day, or vice versa. So try splitting your fat up throughout your meals.
Since now Dr. Fung says even black coffee could stop autophagy. I'm fasting for weight loss, blood sugar, and inflammation, so adding heavy whipping cream or MCT to coffee. So blood sugar and inflammation are 2 good reasons you might want to do intermittent fasting. I'm not convinced weight loss is a good reason to do intermittent fasting, because if you control for calories and you're doing intermittent fasting or you're just eating normal keto, it should be the same amount of weight loss. But if you really want to do fasting, I think I've never heard black coffee stops autophagy. I have to look into it more, but I would do black coffee, tea, water.
How many times do you test a baking recipe before you find the right version? It really depends. Some recipes we've tested 20 times and still haven't gotten the perfect one, like Matt's bread recipe, cinnamon rolls. Sometimes we get it on the first try, like the Kung Pao chicken I made the other day. We did the video for it today. I got it on one shot.
We got some good recipes in the queue now that are going to be good. We just got to film some videos. What exactly is autophagy in layman's terms? It's basically the death of old cells, the birth of new cells, cell regeneration. It's like a therapeutic thing. It just helps with there's studies that show that it helps you just live longer, helps with longevity. A lot of good stuff. My doctor told me to do high protein because high fat will clog my arteries. Well, we're not doctors, but your doctor is living in the 1940s nutritional guidelines. So I would
do some research and
do some
present it
research
to your
on
doctor.
your own because he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he's a doctor. So listen to your doctor.
Can I do keto for gaining muscle? Absolutely. Eating at a surplus will help you do that, and pushing it in the gym, like really giving it your all. Gym performance is huge when you want to build muscle, whether you're on a keto diet or a high carb diet.
Julius? Who would be good to watch for newbies at the gym for weight training? I like Jeff Nippard a lot, so does Mega, and Stephanie Buttermore.
More so Jeff.
Jeff's better.
Jeff explains all the science, and it really simplifies everything. So you just understand what muscles you're training, why, and how to really target them so you can get the best workouts.
I also like Athlean X a lot. He's like a huge YouTuber. And Mike Thurston. Like, I just like bodybuilding type of lifting, so that's what I look for.
And then bodybuilding.com has like good written out blogs about workouts.
Will you do weight training videos with Keto Savage? I think maybe. We'll try to. We're gonna go to the gym.
For sure.
That's actually what I'm most scared of, is going to the gym with him.
Any good substitutions for bananas? Not really.
As far as just getting
like
potassium?
An avocado?
Yeah, avocado is better for
but
potassium.
It's completely different tasting than a banana.
Are you going for taste or are you going for nutrients? His last name is Nippard. Jeff Nippard.
Nippard.
We reached out to him like 100 times too, and he won't get back to us.
Yeah.
Try doing some kind of collab with him.
Yeah. I've noticed that when you guys make sweet recipes, you don't count the erythritol as carbs. Curious how and why. Erythritol is very, very low on the glycemic index scale, so it barely has an impact on your blood sugar, and then it's also undigested by your body, so it kind of passes through. And a good example of this is when we were doing our sweetener test, we were taking the sweeteners in bulk, and we took erythritol, and there was no change to our blood glucose readings or ketones, but we had like a lot of digestive issues because it was just trying to really straight pass through. So that's why we don't count them.
Yeah, the whole thing with counting net carbs, like subtracting fiber, subtracting certain types of sugar alcohols, is just to get the most accurate picture of what's actually happening in your body. So when you eat erythritol, not impacting blood glucose, as you can see in the sweetener video. So counting it as carbs would not be accurate. It wouldn't be as accurate as not counting it, basically.
How long is Keto Savage staying? Definitely all of this week. Like, he's coming tonight, and then till next weekend for sure.
So what we're doing, do we tell him yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's even told them on his channel.
Okay, what we're doing, guys, is this cut thing that we're doing, it's really like, it's just like a lot of new information that I feel like most of you and most people don't know. And it's just like basically the secrets of bodybuilding, how to recomposition your body. Like
and feel really good.
We're doing, yeah, and it's actually like a lot easier than just really restricting calories a lot. So we're going to put this into a course. That's what he's coming here for. We're going to make it into a course.
So we're going to do videos and training and recipes.
It's going to be like a 90-day thing, I'm thinking right now. But basically we're going to be detailing all of what we're doing. And we're about a month into it right now.
And teach you exactly how to do it for a 90-day program is what Matt meant.
Keto Savage going to pay rent. He's bringing his information in bodybuilding.
Miracle Rice.
And Miracle Rice.
Isabel Myers, thank you so much for your donation.
Yeah, if you guys have a question when you donate in the super chat, we'll answer it. And the donations are going to Playworks.
Yes. How much for the course? We're still working on that, so it'll be out relatively soon.
No keto. Oh, he's bringing keto bricks too. Forgot.
I
didn't have a Foles jersey. Why do you keep asking if I kept my Foles jersey?
As much as I love chocolate, I love gummies and candies like that. Any suggestions for things I can buy when I'm craving it? Gummies? I mean, Smart Sweets exist, but you can make your own gummies at home if you get the molds and use like gelatin and like your favorite, like a Mio or stir sweetener.
If a product has 4 net carbs based on the carbs minus fiber, but has 2 grams of regular sugar, should I stay away from it, or how should I count the sugar? So the sugar is already counted in the carbs. Mm-hmm. So the 4 net carbs, 2 of those are sugar. So it's just 4 net carbs. Just count that into your daily carb intake. Some people will tell you like stay totally away from anything with added sugar. That's probably good to do, but we don't do that. And as long as you stay under, whatever your carb goal for the day is, we usually do 20 net carbs. Right now we're doing 10 total carbs because we're doing something specific, but that's all that matters.
Lisa, thank you so much for your $5 donation. Love y'all. I'm finding I'm not hungry a lot of the time. What should I do? Also, best protein bar starting 4th week, and I lost 15 pounds so
Good
far.
job.
Congrats on that. The best protein bar, if you're looking for a protein bar, Quest is your best, but a keto bar, like something, are you talking about convenience? Keto bars is our favorite. And then you're not hungry a lot of the time. What should you do?
I think that's kind of your body just getting more regulated, in tune with its actual hunger, as opposed to just like the carb cravings and the need for constant supply of glucose energy. And then what you should do is go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and I think then the question arises: how much are you actually eating? Like, what's your calories at? Because that could be problematic unless you are still eating like 1,300 calories and satisfied.
So yeah, if you're eating like just barely anything, I would try forcing in a little bit of food, but just try eating intuitively for the most part. That should work.
I think the threshold for ketosis is 50 net grams of carbs usually. I don't.
It's going to be a little different depending on activity level.
Yeah, a lot of people can even like stay under 100 total, and
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
I don't think anyone who's claiming these staying under 100 grams of carbs is in ketosis. They're actually like testing. Not that you have to test, but I just think it's misinformation.
I would be willing to. That would be like an interesting thing to test out.
I think honestly, being in ketosis is lower carbs than the masses are thinking. I see a lot of people are just doing, I'll have a sweet potato once in a while for dinner and I'm in ketosis the next morning. I don't think that's true. But, whatever works for you is fine. If your goal is to be in ketosis for like actual performance reasons, like mental performance, that's why I do it, then you want to stay relatively low.
Ruchira, thank you so much for the donation. Is sugar-free Powerade okay to drink? Yeah, once in a while we drink it. Are there better options? I mean, what else would be a better option?
Than what? Powerade Zero?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Powerade Zero is fine. Hey, Headbangers Kitchen, Sahil! Horns up! Enough jibber jabber. I know all your sayings.
Avery, thank you so much for your donation.
We're actually making a video. Oh, was that a question? No. We're actually making a video on this right now. Many videos out on testing ketones, all 3 ways. None state the optimal time. What is your take on best time? I'd say if I had to pick, it's morning, right when you wake up, before you go to the bathroom, before you do anything. But as long as you're factoring in everything that's going into the test, it doesn't really matter the time exactly. Like, if you do it right when you wake up in the morning, that's probably going to be your lowest. But that's probably like the truest reading. If you take it an hour after having a bulletproof coffee, your ketones are probably going to be way higher. But you just have to factor in like what's happening. If you take it after you have 20 grams of carbs, it's going to be lower. That's just like taking it every so often. Like, I take my test probably twice a week at different times, and that just gives me a good reading of like where I'm at generally.
Are you guys doing any treat type foods on your cut? We do fat bombs, which are very much so treat like.
Fat bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do fat bombs, and we also do that whipped cream dessert thing we have that's in our 5-minute keto snack.
Yeah. That's a really simple, quick one to whip together.
Dr. Berg is not a real doctor. That's true. He's a chiropractor. But do you have to, like, the person who's saying fat clogs your arteries is a real doctor? Do we just take everyone at their credentials and not give them any credit for, like, consistently proof of... I mean, Dr. Berg has 1,000 videos on YouTube. You can look into him yourself and see if you think he knows what he's talking about or not. Like, I think it's dumb to just be like, he's not a doctor, next.
Well, where's the discrepancy? The fact that he's calling himself a doctor, or that...
Well, he's a chiropractor.
Right, but, like, is that the issue? Because fine, who cares, because he provides valuable information. Or are you saying because he's a doctor, his information is completely invalid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, because a lot of people look to him. He has like a clinic. A lot of people benefit. People look to us for information, and we're not doctors at all. So
Yeah, I'm more into just, taking people for what they say, not like.
and then
their
doing the
credentials.
research.
Yeah.
If I'm not in belief of it.
Kristen, 28 in Omaha, says hi.
Thank you for
Hey.
the donation.
Why did you start the keto diet, and how long have you both been keto, and why have you stayed keto? About 2 years, over 2 years,
Yeah.
2.5 or something.
Why have we stayed? The incredible benefits, energy, productivity, focus. I can personally eat more and still maintain my weight. And I think that's not a fact that happens on a keto diet, but I've found that to be true.
And is that everything? Why have you
And-
stayed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. What is the best tasting sweetener? Sugar, probably.
I
But-
think monk fruit's the closest, though. Stevia has the bitterness, erythritol has the cooling effect. Oh, allulose is very close, but a lot of people don't get that.
Any Super Bowl snacks you're making for tonight? We don't get to have snacks. We're going to have
We
dinner
would, though.
during the Super Bowl, probably, though.
Yeah.
But we have a bunch of good recipes. What are some good ones? Like,
Well, obviously, crispy wings.
yeah, those are
We
probably
have the buffalo
best.
chicken dip. We have pizza dip,
Mhm.
and you can make our low carb rolls to eat with it. We have stuffed mushrooms. We have jalapeno poppers. Got a lot.
You don't eat snacks? We
Oh.
eat snacks sometimes.
Yeah, I just had a snack actually, but we're on a prep, so we can't eat like enjoyably.
Possibility of muscle loss on keto. I actually think keto is more muscle sparing, and intermittent fasting has been proven to be muscle sparing too. But if you're in like an extreme calorie deficit, no matter what, you're at risk for muscle loss.
Do you feed your animals a keto diet? No, but I think it's kind of paleo-ish, right?
Paleo.
Except the occasional Oreo we give Julius.
Is it? Yeah, what are the dog treats, the dog cookies made out
They're
of?
basically just made out of
Sugar?
yeah, carbs and
Oh.
they're just like actual Oreos, but not vegan probably even. They're meaty.
What's your opinion on cheat days? I'm opposed to them because you're just cheating yourself. I mean, everyone says that, but it's so true. When you actually think about what's going on a cheat day, you're just taking the day off. You're regressing. You're not progressing. You only have so many days here. I like to try progressing as many days as possible, and to just mail it in and eat whatever you want and take a step back is not something I like to do.
That
But-
being said, we do keto, like keto cheat days, I guess you could call them, where we eat a surplus of calories but still stay keto. So
Yeah.
like wings, barbecue, those kinds of things. So we're not like, against eating a lot of food. It's just there's no need for us to like go eat Krispy Kreme donuts.
Do you think the program you guys will create with Robert will be mostly for people at goal and will be too restrictive for those of us with a way to go?
No.
This is so. Wait, I had to actually talk him out of this kind of. He's very much in the mindset of a bodybuilder mindset, but the principles of macro tapering apply to anyone, and it's
Yeah.
just better. No matter who you are, if you're trying to recomposition your body, it's just better. It's so much better than plugging in
Sustainable.
one. It's way more sustainable. It's way more consistent. If you guys see my weight over the course of the first month, it's
And
like
my body?
clockwork. Yeah, it's actually really impressive. And the reason we're doing this first is so I can actually see what's going on and see if it's worthy of sharing with you guys.
And exactly,
is.
and that's the thing. It's like I have a ways to go. I am over 30% body fat, so I'm a normal person. I'm not super muscular.
Not an athlete.
Right, I'm not super built, so I have a ways to go. So me doing this cut is showing you that it's possible for anyone to do it, really. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl today?
I think the Patriots are going to win. I mean, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, and he never
I think
loses
it'll be
in big games.
hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the Eagles just because Mega's from Philadelphia.
You always say that so insecurely.
Well, I love Tom Brady because he went to Michigan.
Then say you're voting for the Patriots.
Greetings from Birmingham,
Thank you,
UK.
Asif, for the 2 pounds. 2 francs. Pounds. Pounds, right?
What?
Is that Super Bowl pounds?
Euro? I don't
Right.
pound? Yeah, it might be pounds.
Sorry, but thank you so much. Pounds, UK.
Is it true that eating less often, 1 to 2 meals, is better than 6 small meals due to insulin spikes? So there's been so many studies testing this as far as if you control for calories, you do 2 meals versus 6 meals, the weight loss, if that's what you're going for, is the same. But as far as like repairing insulin resistance and stuff, I think less meals is better. But my understanding is like if you have the exact same macros, the exact same calories, 2 meals versus 6 meals, the area under the curve is basically the same. So like if you do 2 big meals, the insulin curve is going to be like that. When you do 6 small meals, it's 6 small curves.
Brady's track record versus NFC East teams in the Super Bowl is pretty bad.
Do we have a discount code for Keto Geek?
Yeah, ketoconnect, 20% off your first order.
How to avoid constipation during keto as there is no fiber? So there is fiber
There is
if you
definitely
want
fiber.
if you want there to be
Avocados
fiber.
have a lot of fiber. Vegetables have fiber.
But fiber is not the reason for getting constipated. Like you've probably been doing a high fiber diet for a while, so your body's used to that, but most of human history was not high fiber diets. So it's a lot of it I think is people think they're constipated, but it's really just like a little bit different digestion. You're not going as regularly because you're not having all of the undigestible fiber. But the best way to like be more regular I think is just higher fat, drinking a lot of water, maybe getting in electrolytes, magnesium helps. Salt helps, yeah.
What is your opinion of low carb bread with vital wheat gluten?
That's a good question.
We're actually working on that, right?
Working on a recipe. It's not something I'm comfortable having every day.
That's
but
so good.
A lot of people love it, yeah.
Is it bad if I use a lot of guar gum? So if it has a similar response in your body to xanthan gum, then a lot of it could cause a lot of digestive distress. Like I've eaten a good bit of xanthan gum and it was not good.
What can we use as a breath freshener? Can you make us a hard candy to suck on? Pause. Haha. Good one.
You can use eat Trident gum.
Hard candies are tough.
Yeah.
Because
you don't like the sticky, corn syrupy thing?
Yeah.
How much MCT is too much? We get this question often as well. I mean, I think whatever fits into your macros and whatever you're comfortable digesting.
I'm 34 days on keto, no cheats, 10 to 15 carbs, high fat, only down 10 pounds. So
34
10 pounds,
days, that's a good amount. Congrats.
I mean, yeah, steady weight loss is like 2 pounds every week, so you're right at that.
You're killing it. So be happy, first of all.
Thanks, Carla. $2.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's it going to? Playworks.
Is this week's podcast any good? You'll have to listen, Greg. Come on.
What's the safest deficit to go down? 20% isn't giving me a change. Well, how long have you been doing 20% for?
That's a big deficit.
And if you're at a 20% deficit and over like the course of a month it's not going down, then you're probably not at a true 20% deficit. The macro calculators are just an estimate. It's a ballpark type of thing. So you could have like a lot of metabolic damage, a history of doing a bunch of crazy diets and stuff that damages your metabolism. So maybe your 20% deficit is actually really your maintenance.
What's the best macro calculator? So as Matt said, it's an estimate, and so they're all going to vary slightly. So I wouldn't say there's a best one. I think you just pick one, you go with it, and you experiment and adjust your macros as you see fit. Thank you, Eric. $2. Love you both. Keep up the information. Thank you.
Got my Trito Keats ready for the Super Bowl.
Kyle,
Go
thank
Eagles.
you so much.
Kyle just dropping 10 on the table. How can I donate? Apparently I missed the memo. I think you have to be logged into YouTube and then there's
like a dollar sign?
A dollar sign down by the chat window. All the donations are going to Playworks. Baller. Collagen peptides. A lot of people are asking us about this. I actually think I want to make a video and do more research on it. My current belief is it's a lot of marketing, no real proven benefits, but I'll do research on it.
Eric, $5. Thank you so much.
Did you say keto treats or was I hearing things? Yeah, he said keto treats.
Who?
Someone in the chat.
Oh.
Semi-baller. Shannon's making a claim at chat participant of the live session today. Shannon Williams.
Exogenous ketones. I think Matt takes them occasionally depending on how he feels, like if he wants some productivity, focus. But we've talked to a lot of people about these, and I think the consensus seems to be they have their use in terms of performance, in terms of productivity and therapy, but weight loss, not a chance. Don't waste your money in that case.
Will mayo kick me out of ketosis? No. It's basically all fat.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Prove It? You know how we feel about Prove It.
We
Come
have
on.
video, guys. Trader Joe's has parm chips. Cool.
Do you guys have a Patreon? No, we do not. We thought about opening one up at some point, but we have enough going on. We got the website. We're gonna
I
have
would
like
be interested to see though, like what our monthly donation. That's what I like. When I look at people's Patreons, I'm like, I like to see how much they're making and like try and understand. Like I don't know, because right, some people make like $10K a month, and I'm like, what are they doing?
Can I eat Red Lobster on keto? Yeah.
Not the biscuits though.
No, not the biscuits.
Dairy-free keto, absolutely is possible. We get an email about this quite a bit. A lot of people, they struggle because they can't handle all the dairy, but then they can't do dairy-free keto. They don't think it's possible, but it is. We did it for a month. We do butter though, that's the one difference. But if you aren't doing butter on your dairy-free keto, you can do coconut oil, MCT oil, in your coffee in the morning. You can also make fat bombs out of like coconut oil, peanut butter, baker's chocolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fatty meats.
Elijah Garcia should get that Patreon.
Thank you for the donation though.
It's not really so we don't do Patreon just because I feel like we're compensated enough already. We don't need like extra donations.
Yeah.
There's ways to support us above and beyond just like watching our videos, visiting
Buying our
website.
cookbook.
Yeah, we're gonna have a cookbook soon. We're gonna have this course with Keto Savage. We have a meal prep course. Those are things if you want to, like I don't really like getting donations just for
it's
support.
weird, right?
Like you're not getting anything in exchange. I want it to be a mutual thing. Yeah.
I think we're not like a charity. Like it's weird
Yeah.
to be donated to. I'm uncomfortable, I guess.
But there's certain instances where it makes sense. Like I know a lot of people just do a podcast, and it's hard to make ends meet off of a podcast.
Or someone like Amber O'Hearn who's providing straight value, doing tons of research, trying to like educate even doctors on the keto diet, and she's not really making a lot of money. Then that'd be great.
What's the best way to get your micronutrients? There's gonna be maybe we'll make a video on this soon too. So there's paper nutrients and then there's actual bioavailable nutrients, right? So when you see all these nutrient density charts where it's like spinach, super high nutrient density, not all of the nutrients in spinach you can actually absorb. So like things like animal liver, butter, coconut oil, like cod liver oil, those are all really high bioavailable nutrients. So in my opinion, like how do you get your nutrients? I would say like eat a steak. But most people will tell you eat spinach. So we're going to make a video on this soon though.
Do you guys have a link for your recipes in the videos you make? Absolutely. Thank you for bringing this up. People don't know, but every single recipe video, right below it, there's a link that takes you straight to our food blog, shows you how to make the recipe and the nutrition for the recipe.
Are Brussels sprouts okay on keto? I really hate leafy greens, but I live in Brussels and broccoli. Love Brussels and broccoli.
They're not the best, but they're not the worst. Like, we eat them occasionally. Like, if they're at a restaurant or, like, you know, we make them.
Broccoli is a better option just as far as the carb count goes.
Yeah.
And then it's more nutritious also.
Where can we buy your cookbook when it comes out? It'll be on Amazon and hopefully in Costco, possibly Barnes & Nobles. We're still figuring that out.
The snow is thick on my driveway.
That's
It's
a
funny
shame.
that you typed
Sorry.
that. It's funny that you typed that onto our YouTube chat.
You read it?
I know, because I
guess-
thought it was interesting.
I'm so addicted to your recipe vids. I forgot your blog. Please don't forget our blog. But, yeah.
So last night I watched this documentary. It just came out on Netflix. It's called 42 Grams, and it just really got me in
Why?
cooking
You're
mode.
such a selfish...
Well, I don't know if it had the same impact on you, but all last night I was like researching different recipes we can try. So we have some good stuff coming.
Yeah, we got a while ago I did a vlog on my own, and I got soy eggs
Mm-hmm.
at a
We just made those.
and
Those
we
are
just
good.
made them. They're so easy and so yummy. Shadowhawk, thank you so much. You guys should seriously do the Keto Thanksgiving and invite like 10 of us. Make it a potluck. We actually, when we were watching the documentary last night, we had this really cool idea about like basically having people over and cooking like a 5-10 course meal. So maybe we'll do something like that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, would you guys be interested in that?
Yeah, and like coming to our house, and we wouldn't really be able to engage though because we'd be chefing
We'd be
it
cooking,
up.
but maybe like a 5-course keto meal. I'm thinking just off the top of my head, like 10 people, $100 each or something.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Does that sound reasonable?
You would watch us. You'd have wine.
I want to put. We don't even have like the seating for that, though. We would have to make some things happen.
Yeah. Can 4 tablespoons of whipping cream be whipped to be too much at a time? Will it make me gain?
Well, it's the 4 tablespoons nutrition, no matter how much you whip it up.
Yeah.
$10, Ryan Swenson.
Baller. Love your
Love
videos.
your
Thank
videos.
you. We love you. Thank you.
I'd consider flying in from the West Coast. Dang.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe this is something we'll try doing.
I mean, we would love to do it.
Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
High intensity interval training.
You
cardio.
finally read it.
I know.
Ram Verma with his bold question.
During keto, beneficial or will lose muscle? So it depends on how you're fueling yourself. Like, are you getting your protein in? Of course it's beneficial. Any kind of exercise is beneficial.
Yeah.
Like, keto doesn't change the physiology of your body. Like, exercising is still good. Can you please eat hummus at some point and test your blood ketones, glucose? Dr. Berg says you can eat it on keto, and I want to see some actual proof. I don't have a blood meter.
I just fit it into your macros.
Okay. Dr. Berg is another guy who I would categorize. Amazing guy. Don't think this is a diss, guys. He's not like testing ketones. He's giving general health advice. Like, he's saying eat 7 to 10 cups of vegetables a day. Generally, for people who are not eating nutritiously, that's going to be amazing medical advice, right? Or amazing nutritional advice. You're getting all these added nutrients. Eat hummus. It's chickpeas. It's healthier than French fries. But are you actually going to be in ketosis eating 7 to 10 cups of vegetables a day, eating hummus? No. But is his...
You could.
You could be, I guess, if you were like... I don't know.
But he wants us to test it is what he's saying.
Yeah.
We probably won't do that because we're not going to test hummus specifically.
It'd be down the road.
A lot of people ask us to do this, but like... You could just get a glucose, like you could get a meter.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Dr. Berg's whole goal is not to have you doing like the most sound keto diet. It's to have you getting healthy.
A healthy diet, right?
Yeah.
Internally, if you're healthy, externally, you become healthy. Like that's genuinely what I believe. So yeah.
I know you guys are into bodybuilding. Have you guys tried cutting the traditional way? Moderate carbs, lots of veggie, salad, and high protein? Yeah, the chicken breast, rice, broccoli thing. I've done that before, 6 meals a day.
I did it for 3 months.
It actually
I
is.
look good.
It's not bad. It's not as bad as if it fits your macros. Like, these people that do these if it fits your macros cutting diets are insane, where they're just eating like 200 calories of Oreos because they fit it in their macros. That's so hard to do.
Yeah.
But I've done a traditional bodybuilding type of diet. Keto is just better. It's easier to do.
Can I melt chocolate first, then dump it into heavy cream for the truffle recipe?
No. Because the chocolate won't melt. You need the heavy cream.
Yeah, the 100% cacao butter doesn't melt on its own if you put it in the microwave. Cacao chocolate.
Yeah, Dr. Barry, I haven't listened to much of what he says.
We're going to have a podcast with him.
We're going to have a podcast with him soon. Is it possible to have a salad that is too large? Will I gain weight? So here's the thing, guys. You can't have a salad too huge to eat excess calories, probably, which is one of the benefits about it. That's why these people that are doing the vegan diets that are like 95% carbs, they don't gain weight because you can't really eat crazy amounts of food unless you start mixing the fats and the carbs into cookies. Like, that's how you overeat. But can you eat enough salad to not be in ketosis if that's one of your goals? Yeah.
Matt says no salad too large. Can I eat 3,000 calories of celery and gain weight? I think that would be very impossible to do.
Yeah.
Do y'all recommend drinking bone broth? I don't know if I recommend it, but I enjoy it from time to time, like a bulletproof bone broth as a snack.
Can you do cardio on keto? Yes, you're still a human being when you do keto. You can run, you can
Whatever
jump,
exercise you enjoy doing, do
you can
it.
lift weights.
Can you use macadamia flour instead of almond flour? I feel like that would be very expensive. That's why we haven't tried it out. But the ratios are probably not the same.
Yeah, thinking off the top of my head, macadamia nuts are much higher fat, so probably not.
Yeah, definitely very different.
Bacon spinach salad recipe? That's a good idea.
That sounds yum. Have you tried Subway salads? No. But I did love Subway before keto. Like, I loved Subway. Oh.
It was so fulfilling because you could just get a foot-long sub and it would be like 800 calories.
And you wouldn't even feel guilty. I'd be like, I'm eating, like, the healthiest food ever.
The Jared marketing campaign was so
Clutch. And then, what's his name? Michael Phelps?
Michael Phelps.
Wayne, thank you so much for your donation. The days my protein is higher than my fat, my blood glucose seems to be higher the next morning.
Yeah.
Correlation, coincidence.
Correlation, for sure.
We have the same when we do like barbecue the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Higher blood glucose the following morning.
Good question, though. Just found Milkadamia. Surprisingly, only $1 more expensive than cashew almond milk.
Really?
The markup on those milks is like how... Think of the calorie content of the Milkadamia you're buying. I think the entire half gallon is like 200 calories. That's 1 ounce of macadamia nuts worth. So they're putting 1 ounce of macadamia nuts in some water, blending it up, and selling it to you for $4. But yeah, it is not that much more expensive. Am I getting more like cynical these days?
No, but I think that happens to everyone with age, right?
I read bone broth spike can kick you out of ketosis. Something about being broken down in the broth that can cause...
Causa.
So I think you guys just worry about getting kicked out of ketosis way too much. If you're keeping your carbs at under 20 net grams a day, you're fine. Bone broth is super high in glutamine, which can have like a little bit of an insulin response. Same with protein. Glutamine is just like one of the higher insulin responding amino acids, but it also has a bunch of good minerals and nutrients in it.
How do you guys feel about the carb balanced tortillas? It helps a lot of people sustain on the diet for convenience, for like they're missing the tortillas. So in that sense, it is a good option because it is low carb and it satisfies that need, but it's not really providing any nutrients for the carbs and the calories you're getting in. We stay away from them. Absolutely. I don't even like tortillas, but
it's good for transitioning though.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you're doing keto, like the 20 grams of carbs, I really think of those as where you're going to be getting a lot of your micronutrients from. So if you're spending those on tortillas, then you're not eating spinach, basically, is how it works. But whatever helps you stick to it is good.
Mega, can we do keto while eating Indian food? So Indian food is very... I guess it's somewhat risky because they use sugar. You don't know if they're using heavy cream or like milk. They use yogurt quite a bit for marinades and stuff. So it can be risky. So if you're going to do it, just I think owning it and then like enjoying is the best bet. But that's why we have some Indian recipes so you can make the butter chicken and the chicken sag and still enjoy it.
I've never had collards and I see they work better than romaine for wraps. Big flavor difference. Slight flavor difference, but they're 1,000 times better.
If you blanch them, you won't get the bitterness of the collard.
I like the bitterness though. It gives it like a little bite.
Yeah, but some people I probably wouldn't love it.
Are you mining any crypto? Good question.
Thinking about it.
When we move, I'm thinking about maybe getting like a little GPU farm set up. Right now, I'm just staking a few cryptos on my desktop. No mining.
iPhone users can't donate. iOS doesn't support it. Oh.
Dang.
Yeah. Headbanger's Kitchen does have he was just here, does have great Indian recipes, so head over to his channel. I think we complement one another very well. We got the American covered, he's got the Indian, and those are the best two genres of food.
Keto cycle, your thoughts? So like cycling carbs, basically. I'm anti. I don't like carb cycling. We've tried it. We did it for a month. Isn't our thing. I think, so there's like 3 major versions of keto people will say. There's really one version of keto. Just doing keto is the best one. But then there's like targeted keto and cyclical keto. Cyclical keto would be like 1 carb day per week. We did that. It just really impacts your just how you feel on keto. Like you're really not doing keto. And then there's targeted keto, which is a little bit of carbs pre-workout. I would say that's a decent option if you want to try incorporating some carbs, but really I would try getting by without.
What's your favorite keto snack? Mine is hard-boiled eggs.
I've been having like some deli meat roll-ups lately, and smoked salmon I like a lot.
But before it was avocados.
Are you concerned about the Bitcoin dip? I'm not that concerned. I've been through a bunch of these dips already. Buy the dip.
I'm either so full or so hungry all the time. 4 weeks in. Thoughts? I guess I'd be interested to know what your meal time, like how you're spacing, or if you're just doing one meal or you're doing like 3 meals. That would help me figure it out.
The people want to know. K McGriff, thanks for the donation. Where's the cookbook? So we have like a publisher doing the cookbook, so it's not really in our hands. We turned it fully in, but now it just takes some time. So.
But I'll say May.
So soon. Liverpool Tottenham 2-2. Thanks for the update.
Thanks.
My friend is a diehard Liverpool fan. He would wake up in San Francisco every morning at 5 a.m., watch the games, and if they lost, you couldn't talk to him the rest of the day. You literally couldn't talk to him. You couldn't communicate. He would just snap on you. Fasting or low-calorie keto for losing weight?
Thank you, Ramiel, for the donation. Fasting or low-calorie keto?
So, like low-calorie, I feel like that's not a good term. You want to be at a healthy calorie deficit. And if you're controlling for calories, it doesn't really matter if you're fasting or not. Fasting has other added benefits, but if you're doing 1,200 calories a day and you're fasting or you're not fasting, the weight loss, in theory, should be the same.
Thank you, Lori, for the donation. Thank you. Going to send an email regarding today's podcast, which I really liked. Go Pats.
Lori, you're like the distant biker, right? Isn't that her?
I don't remember. Maybe.
I think it is.
We're not sure about the exact cookbook cost. A lot of things are still in the works. Like everything's written and photographed, but everything else. She's in Oregon. Nope. Lori.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Mark Weiss,
Thank
$5.
you.
What are we at now? We're at like $78. So
to Playworks?
Playworks is going to be getting about $200. Oh yeah, and we matched the donations too. 50%.
Oh, I was going to say 60%.
I think it's 50.
If I'm not hungry, should I force myself to eat? Some days I don't even hit 1,000 calories. I guess it depends on your goals. No, you shouldn't force yourself, but I wouldn't eat under 1,000 calories often. For me, I wouldn't be comfortable being that low just because of a possible impact on what it would do to my metabolism over time if I continue at that rate. Any other tips?
I wasn't listening.
Okay.
No. The donations are for Playworks, which is a charity that sends trained professionals into underprivileged urban areas to put together recreational programs that includes all the kids, so no one's left behind, no one, has to be the last pick in dodgeball, basically.
So the first time you explained it, there was someone on the live stream already, and they were like, whoa, I'm not donating.
Duck eggs are the bomb. That's something I need for this cut. I really like them. Oh, we got a 10.
We got a baller, Mel. Thank you.
Mel's over here balling.
Hey, y'all. I'm just getting back into keto after a cheat meal turned into a cheat 2 weeks, LOL. What keto recipes do you recommend for prep? Thanks from Texas. Prep. I mean, if you want to do a full-on prep, we got preps on our YouTube channel. But definitely what we like to do is like an egg casserole. So
frittata.
A frittata. So it'll be like 12 eggs, 16 ounces of ground beef, some broccoli and some cheese. And then we'll have that, like split it up, have that throughout the week. Prepping a meat, you can just cook a bunch of ground beef too and make taco salads. Right? What else is there?
Yeah, I just like
hard-boiled eggs.
Prepping the protein a lot of the time.
Bacon.
Yeah.
And then it's easy to build meals around that and have ready-to-go snacks, and it's easy to stay accountable.
Vanessa, awkward adult checking in. Love this charity. Any more cocktail recipes coming? Would love your take on an old-fashioned.
Thank you.
I actually am an awkward adult as well. I'm a little socially awkward, I would say, so I can associate with this. Like, this program seems like a good idea to me. But cocktail recipes, what is an old-fashioned? I don't know cocktails.
An old-fashioned doesn't have like a sugar cube at the bottom and then an orange twist and you like jam up the sugar. So it'd be kind of hard to make, but I could look into that.
Okay.
We could definitely look into it.
That's the funny thing. Sometimes I'm looking for recipe inspiration, and the start of the recipe is like 2 cups of sugar, 2 sticks of butter, and it's like, is it that hard to cook when you're just throwing butter and sugar together in mass quantities?
And trying
like
to
that?
make it delicious because
Of
it's
course,
gonna be.
it's gonna taste good.
Yeah.
So I feel like cooking with keto is what is that? NOK?
What's a knock? Look it up.
That has to be okay. $10. I wonder what
Thank
that even
you,
correlates
Frank,
to.
for the $10. What if it's like 3 cents? A knock?
It's a new Norwegian krone.
equals. That's so cool.
And that is $1.30.
Still, thank you for the $1.30.
Thank you.
It's probably a lot in Norwegian, right?
No, Norway's
Norway.
pretty well off.
I don't know why I kept saying Norwich as the country.
Any thoughts on hair loss from keto? So there's a couple factors that could contribute. I think it's like if you're losing weight, that can be one cause of it. And if you're just like in a severe calorie deficit, I think a lot of the times this happens when it's the type of people who are like, I just started keto, I'm not that hungry, I don't need to eat that much, so I'm not eating much. It's just like malnourishment kind of. You can have hair loss from that.
Yeah.
Or it could be electrolytes.
Stress from the change.
Stress, just a change in diet.
Shadowhawk05 did donate, and it was the person who said they wouldn't. We appreciate you, Shadowhawk. Thank you, Adam, $5. What was the inspiration to try keto from the start? I've lost 70 pounds with keto, and I feel it's a lifelong change. It is for us, too. The inspiration was Matt seeing that sugar film and just wanting to, like, tackle some new type of diet change that could maybe change our lives, right? Like, we never cut out sugar.
Yeah, and just trying to be more, like, just better performing overall.
Yeah, and I kind of just followed suit because I was dating him, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it was great. Now we have a business around it.
Men lose so much more than women. Any special ideas for women on keto for weight loss? I don't like the mindset that much, but I think it's the same principles apply.
I mean, hormonally we're very different, right? And like our bodies are meant to give birth, and to do such a thing, like we need to have more fat on our bodies, right, to hold another being inside of us. So in that sense, like I think it makes sense that our bodies want to hold on to fat a lot more than men, because even in bodybuilding, men can get to such a lower body fat percentage than women naturally can, right? We're like 14% on stage, which is really low, and men can get like 3 to 5% on stage, which is crazy. Becca, thank you so much for the donation. 5.
Thank you. More protein when lifting weights? I don't think so. I think just increase calories overall and do the equal percentage of fat, protein, carbs on the increase. You don't need to do anything crazy with protein.
Is stir liquid water enhancer okay on keto? Yeah, it definitely is. It's sweetened with stevia.
Do you guys ever cheat and how often? No. We do keto cheats occasionally, just with like excess calories. Pretty regularly, actually. That's why this cut is so hard, because it's 3 months of not straying from the plan whatsoever. Not cracking open in the cupboard, grabbing, like some beef jerky or something. None of that. It's pretty tough.
We can't even like eat an extra hard-boiled egg, which is not even that bad for you.
Yeah.
What is the most filling keto meal? Food, I'm always hungry. For me, like ground beef and eggs.
Yeah.
Like a mixture of like with collards and butter, or like sausages are really filling, a higher fat sausage.
I think eggs are like one of the most filling things.
For me, it's ground beef. So I mean, a combination of those would be great.
Ellen,
thank you
$5, semi-baller. Thank you guys. You make researching keto living easy for me with a full schedule, full-time work and night school.
Yeah, you're killing it.
That's kind of our goal, which is actually nice that we can dedicate so much time to this now. We can make so much better videos, like that Sweetener video. That was like 3 weeks of our lives, basically, making the Sweetener video, but so many people loved it and said it was great.
Hey Matt, what are your thoughts on Stellar Lumen? I luckily got out of Bitcoin before the drop.
Oh,
you just told me about Stellar Lumen.
I'm all in on Stellar Lumens. Not all in, but it's like the second biggest holding for me. Got a lot of ICOs coming up. They got a decentralized exchange being built on top. I'm into it.
What is your pre-workout drink? Right now, we don't have a pre-workout drink. We just have like a bulletproof coffee 1 to 2 hours before our workout, and then we drink Zip Fizz intra-workout, half a tube.
Headbanger's Kitchen. I'm on a ketogenic diet from time to time.
You gotta live your life too.
Yeah, I see you go on some vacations and
Like
sample
you went
the
to Vietnam
local fare.
for your honeymoon?
Yeah.
Where's the critters today? Wolf. Julia's is sleeping underneath us, and Miley's in my closet. I think she's been sick.
Do you play Overwatch or League of Legends? I was hardcore addicted to League of Legends for 2 years. I don't have time for that anymore. I started playing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I haven't even played that in like a week now.
Is this hummus thing new? Because someone else asked about.
There's a new video.
Just about hummus?
Yeah.
Like it's like, here's the facts on hummus.
So yeah, Dr. Burke says hummus is okay for keto. What are your thoughts? If it fits into your macros for the day, then sure. So like.
I mean, 2 tablespoons is
like
what,
5,
like
7
no, like
carbs?
3 or 4.
Okay, yeah.
So you're fine if you want to fit that in your macros for sure.
Just fit it in your macros.
Zevia root beer. Wish I hadn't. So good. Just tried it. Oh, I don't like root beer, but Matt loves it.
Yeah, I've been having a Zevia every day. I like the black cherry one.
After being 1 month on keto, I gained 4 pounds. I was about to quit for some reason, and then I didn't, and I started losing weight again. So yeah, your body at 1 month especially, your body's could hit a stall or a wall sorts, and the water. I mean, not the water. The 4 pounds isn't fat gain. It's probably water retention in some regard, or you're working out. Like other reasons you're retaining water. But I'm glad you stayed on it and you stuck it through. We haven't tried the grapefruit Zevia.
No, I think we have, haven't we? Maybe
No.
not. My wife wants to have a normal tiramisu cake for her birthday coming up. How badly will this throw off her keto? So that's going to throw her off for, like a day, basically. If you get right back to it the next day. I don't know. Like, for me, when things like this happen, I'm like, there's always a birthday. There's always a Super Bowl. There's always something that you need the tiramisu cake for. So I understand not everyone thinks like that, and not everyone's ready to like fully change. But I mean, there's always something around the corner that you want to do and you want to cheat on. You just have to make it part of your life at some point.
I think my qualm with like those kinds of questions, we get them a lot, is that like people want the permission from someone else so they can it's like, oh well, they said it's okay, so I can do it for my even though I'm on this diet. But I think if you want the tiramisu cake, just own it, have it, enjoy it, and then move on, right? Like, you don't need to ask anyone else how bad it's going to be on your body. Tiramisu isn't going to be the best for you, right? Like, has it ever been good for you, even on a non-keto diet? So just enjoy it. Tell your wife if she wants it, have it, move on.
Paul Groves, is that a quote from Sunny in Philadelphia? I think it is. Why do some keto experts say not to pay attention to macros? Well, I don't know, like, what keto experts are you talking about? Some people will say, everyone kind of says pay attention to macros because they're telling you the macro ratio that you have to eat within to achieve ketosis. So...
Maybe you mean like calories?
Yeah, like tracking everything. A lot of people say you don't need to track anything, and you don't if you can eyeball stuff and kind of like eat intuitively.
Yeah.
But as far as like keto is a very macro intensive diet because you need to eat within the specific macro ratio to achieve ketosis if that's what you're going for. Someone just dropped a hard 20 on the table.
Deborah, thank you so much. Thank you for the education, she said.
Oh my goodness,
Thank you for the
Deborah.
support, everyone. Your money is going to Playworks. Yay! I think if you sprinkle cheat days throughout the year, it isn't too bad. Cheating one day every week seems to stall weight loss or even cause a bit of weight gain. I mean, whatever your mentality is, I think just own it and don't feel guilty about it.
It's almost all about, like, adherence. If the cheat day every month helps you adhere to this, then yeah, that's way better than... trying to do keto strictly and cheating more frequently, or just,
Right. For example, we're going to Hawaii in April, and I am drinking on the plane there. I'm drinking during the day, probably every day, and we're going to be there for 6 days. So, I mean, that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy, and that's what I choose.
And right? I'm passing out on a bed of macadamia nuts and just...
He's going to eat a surplus of carbs and nuts. So, like, that's what we're choosing to do.
Keto Field in Montreal just dropped a 20 Canadian. I think that's what, like 13, 14
Still a lot. Thank you so much.
Your thoughts on zero carb protein shakes to keep up with acceptable protein levels? I'm like not hungry often, and being postmenopausal, I do lose, but slowly. The thing with the 0-carb protein shakes is a lot of them are like 2 grams of fat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable doing that. I would add fat to it, so I would add like 2 or 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Then you got yourself a nice meal replacement.
Yeah.
But if you're just doing 0-carb, 30 grams of protein, that's going to hit your insulin pretty hard, especially if it's whey protein.
So if you find that like at the end of the day you have all your fat hit, but you don't have your protein, then maybe just plan better for the next day. Like include more protein throughout each of your meals, and that could help you like reach your protein levels.
Double ballers. What do you guys use nutritional yeast for? Well, it has a lot of B vitamins. We don't use it all that often. We just haven't bought in it recently, but if we had some, I would use it once in a while.
Some say to avoid processed meats, such as lunch meat. Do you agree?
I mean, are you asking is lunch meat as good as
Real
fresh farm fresh meat? No. But so there's levels to this, I would say. So we go to the store and we get like some local sausage. Yeah, it's processed to be turned into sausage, but in my mind it's not that bad. It's like
look
local
at the ingredients.
Processed sausage, good ingredients. But there's a lot of studies that show processed meats increase risk of heart disease. Those are also on the standard American diet though. So for me, I'm not overly concerned with processed meats.
I think we could all agree though, like eating wholer foods is better.
Yeah.
Fat bombs for breakfast, okay? Absolutely.
My daughter works for Playworks.
Oh,
Great
Jennifer!
info. That's awesome.
Thank you also for the donation.
I can't find breakfast sausage that doesn't have some type of sugar. Yeah, it's kind of hard. We eat breakfast sausage that has sugar in it as long as it's, I look for less than 1 gram of carbs per like 200 calories. I'm good with that.
For MCT oil, is there optimal C6, C8, C10, C12 combo? Is there a C6?
C6 doesn't exist. It's impalatable by the human body. C8 is going to hit you the hardest digestionally.
And
if that's a
energetically.
word, but also energetically. I think you want some combination of C8, C10. The one we buy is 10 grams of C8, 4 grams of C10. It's called ZenWise off of Amazon.
I cannot find heavy cream in my country, so I always buy a normal whipping cream. Is it okay? Yeah, it's just not going to be high fat. It might be more what country are you in? Because double cream is the UK, right?
Yeah.
And then Australia is, God dang it, I can't remember. But there's a replacement. I think you could just search it online usually.
Your fave health YouTube channels. You know what I like to do, guys? I like to go on YouTube and watch vegan channels and see what they say about the keto diet. I like to watch If It Fits Your Macros, bodybuilders, and see what they say about the keto diet. I like to question my beliefs and see what these other people are saying and if it has any validity to it. I don't really like to just go to all these keto channels where they're, patting me on the back saying, insulin, bad, no carbs. Like, I already know that, so I don't need that. But some of my favorites is Dr. Berg. He's awesome. What else is a good one? Do you have any favorites?
Keto?
What I really like doing is also watching the talks at Keto Fest and the Low Carb Down Under talks, just from like the researchers and scientists.
I've been
and stuff.
watching Crystal Love every week because she's doing a prep with us at the same time. So like I like to see her update and like compare because that's who I am.
Is cannabis good for keto? It's not
It's
bad.
not bad. Do a debate with vegan gains. Okay. I'm not even gonna go. I watched a couple of his videos because I'd never heard or seen any of his videos, but Matt kept talking about him. I was like, oh, what's this guy about? He seems legit. Matt thinks highly of him, and our opinions didn't fall in line in terms of like non-nutritional stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
he's very like aggressive about things. I mean, I don't know. I didn't like his demeanor, I guess. I wouldn't feel comfortable debating him. I feel like he would get like too aggressive.
No, he's very level-headed.
You think
debates.
so? Okay, maybe then I didn't see a good debate because he's done debates, right, on his channel.
Matt said in a video he's into homeopathic stuff, but in other episodes he seems super evidence-based.
That's a good point to point out.
That is a good point. So like, I'll try things like oil pulling. There's no evidence that it works, but it seems anecdotally like a lot of people say it works. So I'll just try stuff like that. But
I don't think he's into homeopathic the way maybe a lot of people are. Like, if he needs to get a surgery and then have to take
I'm not over the top
medication afterwards, that's Western medicine like opiates or something. for the pain, he's gonna take them. He's not gonna be like, let me rub oil on my body and feel better.
Yeah. But I will do that also. Like, I like the
You'll do it
eucalyptus
all.
diffuser.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that.
Which isn't too homeopathic, I would say.
I'm not over the top. Like, if my child's sick, I'm not doing homeopathic remedies. I'm going to the medical professionals.
Ew.
Do you have plans on making more Indian keto recipes? Yeah, we just did tandoori chicken, actually.
Yeah.
That one, I don't think we're going to have a video for that, though.
Should I fast after a cheat day? My
No.
personal take,
No.
no,
That
yeah.
starts a bad cycle, I think.
Since doing keto, I've been craving lots of garlic. Garlic can run you up on your carbs, so just be cautious of that, but eat.
Peanut butter with palm oil, avoid. I don't understand why they would put palm oil in the peanut butter.
You don't need anything.
I want just peanuts, maybe salt in my peanut butter.
Have any good cat recipes? We're working on it.
That falls into binge and purge category. Yeah, I would have to agree. It just starts a cycle of overeating and then trying to get it back, get into ketosis faster. You really want to just analyze what happened. Why did you have a cheat day?
I've been keto for a year. I hear your voices in my head all the time telling me keep it keto. Aw, such an inspiration. Can I offer advice? Cook bratwurst till they brown for tastiness. That is good advice. I like advice when it's just like, here's how to make your food tastier.
I have a question for you guys. Is it true that people that lose extremely amount of weight on keto look really old? I don't know. I don't think so. I know like a few people that have lost extreme amounts
I
of weight.
didn't hear. What was it?
Do people who lose a ton of weight look old?
I mean, if in terms of like sagging
Skin
skin,
and stuff,
yeah, that
maybe?
could happen. But
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you look like Matt. People have been saying he looks like a baby, but I think it's just because he shaved his beard. But he's also been slimming down in the face, so I feel like that speaks the opposite, right?
You look like a baby.
I mean, yeah, that's just I have chubby cheeks.
Aldi has a crunchy peanut butter with chia and flax. That sounds good. Crazy Richards is our peanut butter brand, and they actually, it's funny, we've been talking them up all this time for like years on our channel. We're like, Crazy Richards, and they reached out to us and they sent us some free peanut butter finally. They discovered us.
I didn't realize. So, like, when I talk about people, like, companies and products like this, in my mind, they're these big companies and they'll never know we exist. But the Crazy Richards are just like
Small,
good down-home
yeah.
folk making peanut butter.
Is less than 1 gram of carbs per 100 calories a rule for all packaged foods? I think it's a decent rule, but you kind of have to factor in what the food is. So like if it's a like toasted kale or whatever, like roasted kale, that's not going to be 1 carb per 100 calories. But if I'm looking at something like packaged meats, like sausages, things like that, I definitely then look for the 1 carb per 100 calories because you'll get some that are like 6, just like sweet ones, like apple chicken sausages. Those can really get up there in carbs.
Any advice on why I get super bloated after a meal, doing intermittent fasting and keto 2 meals a day? I had that issue when I was doing like a smaller eating window, like intermittent fasting, and I was eating a lot of calories in one sitting, and a lot of those calories came from veggies. So maybe you're just more susceptible to like cauliflower and broccoli bloating, which I am. So you can either split your meals up even more, do a longer eating window. Those are my best 2 options.
From 1 to 10, how important is grass-fed, wild-caught, and organic? That's a good question. I think it definitely varies based on what you're buying, but overall I would say lower than you think maybe, or at least in my opinion, I'd say like a 3. Organic fruits and vegetables doesn't interest me all that much. It's just really expensive. Like you can't expect people to buy, I mean it costs money for a reason, because a lot of care goes into it, but to pay like $6 for a bundle of spinach that's 100 calories, that's organic, it's not really realistic.
Type 2 diabetic, 4 months on keto, just ended 12 years of insulin. Donna,
Woo!
that's incredible. Congrats.
Wait, who's that, Donna?
Yeah. Someone said, congrats, Donna. So I was like, what did Donna do? And I went up and read it.
Do you think ketogenic diet raises TDE via thermic effect? No, I think thermic effect is going to be the same just based on how many calories you eat.
What's next for Keto Connect? Coaching or boot camps?
Oh, we are thinking of doing a little coaching thing. Not us personally, but maybe having some coaches and stuff. Because working with Keto Savage has really opened my eyes to the benefit of coaching. Like, I've always thought I'm going to pay for a coach,
Yeah.
and he's going to be like, oh yeah, so come on over here. You're going to do 75% fats, 20% protein.
And a lot of them do.
Yeah, a lot of them do, but I'm realizing there's actually levels, and there's people that really know what they're talking about, and they can really help you a lot. So we're going to try like getting people like that and doing some kind of coaching thing. That's down the road, maybe like 6 months in the future. I think we should go soon because my phone's going to shut off.
Okay. Now?
No?
Sure.
Or do you have another question?
No.
Okay.
All right, guys. Go Eagles.
Thanks, guys. All these donations are going to...
Playworks.
Playworks. Thanks for hanging with us.